What is up, everybody? To Reverse Theory today. This thread is just hilarious because this is a post where Polygon has stated that The Last of Us is the greatest video game story ever told. And while they have stated this in this article, they are just getting roasted in the comment section. It's like, really? People are saying that The Last of Us is not the best video game story ever told. There's been several, plenty, hundreds, thousands of video game stories, which is great, which made you feel something. I don't know why everybody has this big hang up with The Last of Us, but people pretty much said this is just a copy of other apocalypse type shows or movies. Specifically, The Road in general. The movie called The Road was like the same concept of a man traveling with a younger kid to survive the post apocalypse. Which is people are pretty much saying that this is just a copy of that movie. So I don't know. I haven't watched The Road in a long time, so I can't really tell. But it's just the fact that they actually wrote this article is just laughable. It's just extremely laughable. But let's see what people have to say about Polygon's opinion that The Last of Us is the best video game story ever made, apparently. There were no video games until The Last of Us came out. And I don't know why this guy has no neck or just like hair everywhere, but apparently this is what this person looks like who made the statement. People argue that this game series gets too much hate. Then you read crap like this. I mean, the presentation is great, but the games themselves are painfully average. Anyway, back to Elden Ring. Okay. Lick that Sony boot harder. We are cheering you on. This is kind of a gross image right here, but yeah, they are definitely kissing Sony's butt with this type of article. Like, geez. Just can make it less obvious at this point. Yeah, that's a bit ambitious. Definitely an understatement right there. Bro, get the freak out of here. Halo 3 full stop. Halo 3 had an amazing story. Throughout the entire game, the story was pretty spot on. So definitely enjoy a Halo 3 classic game right there. I love. Maybe it's because the buzz from the TV show just coming out and like the remake of the game coming out too is why they wrote this. Now it's starting to get some traction because this is kind of a wild take right here. This is the best story ever told, really. I love to go a month without journals, jerking off The Last of Us for the millionth time. So let me get this right. A linear on-rails narrative experience devoid of any degree of player agency absolutely represents the height of achievable storytelling and is ostensibly an interactive medium because, boy, those cinematics. To the comments, read for F's sakes. The article itself, it boils down to the cinema experience elevating The Last of Us in the right time, makes sense and all, but personally, this is exactly why I hate The Last of Us type games. Hollywood is the end-all be-all of storytelling. Stop ignoring RPGs. Decent movie, crap game. Gave an award to Clown University. The Last of Us fans, when they play literally any other game, will learn there are other great / better stories and games out there. So this is video games history according to these Last of Us fans. It started with Mario Bros. From '72. Then literally no games until The Last of Us came out. The Last of Us good. Other games are just bad. As his brain is just, he has no brain apparently, and it's just an infinite loading screen. Jeez. The greatest story, he said. Yeah, that's just some wild stuff to me. When it's like the average apocalypse film, like what is really distinct in The Last of Us from any other post-apocalypse film where you're traveling with some little kid? Like, what's the difference here? And of course, people are saying random games they like, which had a better story, but it's like it's opinion based nonetheless. But just to say that this game is the best story ever told is kind of baffling. And like he said, I'm a huge fan of the franchise. Like I actually enjoy the Last of Us series, but I'm not gonna go out there and say it's the best video game story ever made. I mean, that's kind of craziness to me. Yeah, even the Telltale games are pretty good for a zombie post-apocalypse style game. I would say it was even better than The Last of Us. The whole series in general. Um, Good write up. I'm in the harsher camp. I don't care how good a story is. I'm not interested in playing if the gameplay is dog crap. I've tried both the Last of Us games and they are not for me. Uh, it's a great game, probably the best the PS4/5 has to offer, but the greatest story ever told in video games. They are literally even. He says there are hentai games with better stories. Okay. The Last of Us story pales the comparisons to Red Dead Redemption 2, What Remains of Edith Finch, Mother 3, and KOTOR. The amount of stroking the industry does for The Last of Us is truly hilarious. There are games even as far back as the SNES with a better told stories. I would think that too because they had to focus more on the story back in those days because of the very limited, I guess, material they had to work with. So technology they had to work with. So I would think there are probably better stories on the SNES. So it's like you can make like a tabletop game have a better story. So it's just like, I don't know. The each story I want to go. So you want to say The Last of Us is the best story? Good for you, but I think that's just craziness. Um, Terrible, terrible take. So you decided to tweet this. Here's why you shouldn't have. The manual why you shouldn't tweet this nonsense. Um, it's just kind of pointless because people keep saying the games that they think have better stories, which I agree. Some of these titles they name, but I think any game you actually really enjoy it, you probably say has a really good story. So I this is obvious to get attention. This is obviously to drive traction to their website to get people to talk about this because it's just kind of crazy. You said that this is the best story ever made in video game history. The endless finding of the Last of Us narrative drives me crazy. Like, holy crap, like the second you include JRPGs and visual novels, it drops out the top 100. The only way you think The Last of Us is the greatest story in a game is if you never played an RPG in your life. And if you include VNs as games, all visual novels as games on top of that, you can literally name dozens, if not hundreds, of games better than it. No. Yeah, I kind of agree. The overexposure of the game since Last of Us 2 just been ridiculous. Like, we have been hearing about The Last of Us nonstop since the second game came out. It's just been a constant stream of The Last of Us just being talked about. Um, it's things like this that just fuel the animosity towards this game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure gamers just hate hearing The Last of Us now because it's talked about so much. Like, it's just the greatest thing ever made. Like, I'm pretty sure there's probably like a little group of people who just hate the game now because of it. Who just hate the phrase The Last of Us now. Please just shut up already. Um, I really don't want to come off like I hate The Last of Us. I don't, but it's hard not to groan whenever every article about it is thank God we finally have a good video game now. The entire industry has been crap for like 40 years up until now. That is a wild take, but that's what they pretty much say. That every other game has been trash until The Last of Us has just been magically created by these gaming gods or whatever. Like really, everything else has been crap until The Last of Us. Uh, the Last of Us fans are the guy who has only seen Boss Baby of video games. I swear. Okay. Uh, it's not even the greatest video game story about a dad who lost his wife and has to take care of a kid in an unforgiving world made up on the PlayStation. Okay. Play more video games. These comments just get funnier. Is there a legitimate reason why so many people just suck the D of this game, suck this game's D like crazy, or is it just normies talking? I don't know. Does anyone actually believe this, or is it just money talking? I think it's just purely for money because they know that this type of article will get clicks and views to their website, and people will talk about it like me, like I'm doing right now. So I think that's the only reason why this continues to happen. Like they can't possibly believe that this game was not the best story. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude it right here. People are just saying which games they think have better stories than Last of Us, which is they're just naming so many different games at this point. So I'm gonna conclude it right here. What do you think about this article? Why do you think this article was made? Or do you believe that The Last of Us is the greatest story that's ever been told in video games, according to this guy's opinion? So let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.